Black, Hispanic, Native American. I mean, yeah, they break it down just into ridiculous minutia for the focus groups and people. And see, we're doing what the big guys do. We're going out and doing our own polls. I should do more of this. I'm glad Franchi's doing it. In fact, I did this for Ron Paul back in the last election 4 years ago. So great job. I think it cost us $5,000. In fact, this is really gets the word out. But Aaron's got it. Aaron, read that preliminary data that, or not even preliminary, that first run of data with the big horse race questions. Read that on air.
I have says new Iowa poll places Ron Paul firmly in first with 25%. Congressman Ron Paul is leading by a significant margin in Iowa, according to results from a new tele-research poll. Revolution PAC supported the presidential candidate Ron Paul by conducting the poll, and it gets into how disaffected Democrats and independents were also included in the poll with a very large sample size of 2,900. I believe the standard polls only use 1,000 normally, Alex.
1,001, yeah.
And that includes also in this 2,900 sample, 700 likely Republican caucus goers. So that is an across-the-boards sampling of the Iowa voters.
All right, I want to be specific, though. Gary Franchi joining us from RestoreTheRepublic.org. To be clear, you did poll Republicans by themselves, then you did a general poll and found he was even over the top. He's in a dead heat with Republicans, not second place, dead heat. But we now know other side of the polls, they claim he's second place, but that's how they spin him. Our own internal info shows he's way over the top as number one. But you're saying Republicans, he is dead heat, but you're saying that with across the board, he's winning.
Yeah, and just to be clear, Restore the Republic did not commission the poll. It was the Super PAC, the Revolution PAC, that commissioned the poll.
No, I understand. I'm just plugging the fact that you also run Restore the Republic.
Yeah, and what's interesting here is that, like you just noted, 1,000 is generally the sample size. We went beyond that. We got almost 2,900 actual respondents. We've actually significantly one-upped the Bloomberg survey because we have actually more Republican caucus goers, and we did, like you just mentioned, we had a jump question that asked those disaffected Democrats and independents who they would then vote for if they were going to participate. And like I said, the overwhelming response, Ron Paul with the crossover vote. And the Republicans need to hear this. They need to pay attention to these numbers. If it's a party game and they want to play a party game and they really want to win, this is the man. His name is Ron Paul, and he can take it all the way to the White House, and he can restore this republic, and he can bring back liberty in America, Alex.
Absolutely. And look, folks, we need to help Ron Paul. He can't get it all done himself, and I'm glad you've done this scientific poll. I see the headline now at Infowars.com. Scientific poll. Ron Paul beats Obama in general election in tie or in dead heat with Kaine and Gingrich. I mean, that's it. Scientific poll. Ron Paul beats Obama in general election. Scientific poll. Ron Paul beats Obama in Iowa, general election, something like that. And then subheadline, in dead heat with other Republican leaders. I mean, he is definitely right up there at the very front, about to take pole position. Great job, Gary Franchi. And again,
I've got one thing I want to jump in here and say, with the Revolution PAC, your listeners need to know that we have a definitive advantage over the presidential campaign of Ron Paul because we can accept unlimited donations. If you'll let me, I need to make a direct plea to your listeners to support the Revolution PAC at revolutionpac.com. Empty your wallets. Fund the revolution at revolutionpac.com because we can take unlimited donations. We can take donations in the size of 10,000, 20,000. We can accept $1 million donations, and this will fund advertising campaigns that have never been seen before in a presidential election. We have the leg up, and we can make it happen. Alex, your listeners, I'm begging you guys to join us in this fight.
Well, Gary, you certainly produced some amazing TV ads, and all I know is this is a great job of this poll. I'd like to see more of these polls. I'd like to see the Paul campaign do that. But he was going to be on last week, and then it was a scheduling thing. I've been out of town this week, but he should be on next week, or I'll, if the water doesn't rise over Bear Creek. Gary Franchi in incredible info. We'll try to get you back
HempUSA.org
on.
has a revolutionary wonder food for detoxing the body and rebuilding the immune system. Microplant powder can help unclog arteries and soften heart valves while removing heavy metals, virus, fungus, bacteria, and parasites. Plus, it cleans and purifies the blood, lungs, stomach, and colon. Keep your body clean with Microplant powder. Visit us at HempUSA.org or call 908-691-2608 today.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Folks, have you lost your power and wanted to simply flip a switch to get the lights back on? If so, this is going to be the most important message you'll ever hear, because there's never been a better time to get ready for the winter power outages ahead. Here's why. Solar-powered generators are now available from our friends at Solutions from Science, one of our oldest sponsors. Their emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power when you need it most. Unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces electricity from the sun. It's like having an electric power plant running quietly in your own home. Whether it's ice storms, brownouts, or blackouts, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. When the power goes out this winter, you'll be ready with a solar-powered generator from Solutions from Science. Go to mysolarbackup.com for more information. That's mysolarbackup.com or call 877-327-0365. There are limitless ways to go into business for yourself, but most involve substantial capital and risk. Our InfoWarsTeam.com operation is different. We promote premium quality health, energy, and skincare products using dynamic, caring personalities and state-of-the-art media technology to spread a powerful message of health, wealth, longevity, and freedom. This low-cost business opportunity is designed for full-time or part-time, so you can work as little or as much as you'd like. It is you that defines the reward level. Whether you are seeking a few $100 extra per month or a 6 or even 7-figure annual income, it's up to you. Want to find out more? Shoot an email with InfoWars Team in the subject line to InfoWars Team Coordinator MZ and tell him a little bit about yourself. That's the initials MZ at InfoWarsTeam.com. That's MZ at InfoWarsTeam.com. I only promote products that I truly believe in, and these are phenomenal. Whatever you do, visit InfoWarsTeam.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Craighead, founder of Crossbreed Holsters. I designed our top-selling holster, the Super Tuck Deluxe, to solve the problems of being poked, pinched, and gouged while carrying concealed. The Super Tuck Deluxe is the most comfortable, most concealable holster on the market today. We offer a 2-week free trial and a lifetime warranty.
Visit us at crossbreedholsters.com. Don't forget, crossbreedholsters.com.
That's the sound of your door being kicked in by an intruder with a single kick. That's the sound of the same door now protected by the Door Sentinel at mysafedoor.com. Go to mysafedoor.com right now and watch the amazing video. At mysafedoor.com, you'll learn how to turn your home into a fortress with the Door Sentinel. 16 kicks later, and the Door Sentinel is still holding strong. mysafedoor.com. That's mysafedoor.com.
We are back from break. Alex will be joining us again tomorrow, and of course he'll be live with Mike Adams tomorrow on his way back. We thought we still had Gary Franchi, but he will be popping in later on the InfoWars Nightly News tonight. And it's a very interesting poll he's conducted. We've done this before at Alex's office, as he mentioned, with Zogby back in the 2008 when Ron Paul really did have a name recognition issue. Thus, we did a blind biography poll, and Ron Paul did very well, better than in many national polls, based on a reading of his credentials and the rest of it. What I found interesting, though, was a personal insight into how political these polls become, even though they are scientifically crafted. In that case, I specifically remember whoever had written the biography for Mitt Romney. It was written very loaded. It called him a hero of the Olympics and really praised him in ways that it didn't praise the other candidates at a time when Mitt Romney was topping all those polls, even though that didn't play out whatsoever in the 2008 so-called elections, which are obviously manipulated behind the scenes. So it's encouraging that Ron Paul is showing up in a more balanced poll that surveys not only likely Republican caucus goers, but the quote-unquote disaffected independents and Democrats. And that's really what they always try to sell as the crossover, mainstream, middle-of-the-road appeal between both parties, saying that someone too far to the right or left would marginalize in a general election. But Ron Paul is a different kind of candidate. He's out of the box of that strictly left-right line paradigm system, largely because of his national and international foreign policy issues, well, domestic policy and international, and especially his understanding of economic issues. He really has the clout in this issue, and it's interesting that so many people would identify with the interventionist foreign policy as part of the major problem. Of course it is. Elections are never run on moral issues, but if you have moral issues in the race, certainly our great expenditure and our wanton killing overseas is not something we want to be engaged in. And all the other candidates, particularly in both parties, that is, are totally online with going along with all the globalist intervention recommendations. You've heard people like Herman Cain in the debates identifying how he would simply go along with his advisors. People like Henry Kissinger he talks to behind the scenes. Mitt Romney, totally part of the system, ready to go along with the war against Iran or whomever. And that really goes for almost all the candidates. Certainly you've seen President Obama expanding into more and more adventurous territories overseas, even as the Arab Spring unfolded and blossomed into tyrannies everywhere and wars in many places. So we hope that doesn't continue to grow. Now, we are going to take your calls on the other side of this break. I want to give the number out right now. It's 1-800-259-9231. But right now, we'll go ahead and go to Tom in Arizona. Are you there, Tom?
Hey, great show. Those polls were wonderful news. My comment is from your previous guest, Greg. I can tell you that I used to work as a broker for one of the top 3 commercial banks back in the late 90s and early 2000s. After we had a big merger, the new company came in with a new option for your 401k. If you kept the old one, you'd have the same investment options. However, you would lose some of the benefits, such as taking a loan against the 401k and that sort of thing. However, if you went to the new one, they restored all the benefits. In other words, you could take a loan against your 401k, the same investment options. Your statement would reflect those investments. However, by going to the new one, the bank was then had the rights to take those funds and invest it any way they wanted to. In my opinion, they leveraged everything. This is no different than Bernie Madoff.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
And the other thing I think your listeners need to know is who is FINRA, the regulatory agency over your broker, over MF Global and the whole works, who are supposed to oversee all this. If you go to Google and and look to see what the panel is, FINRA, regulatory agency. It's a board member of people from Wall Street who are regulating themselves. That's why this stuff is happening. They are protecting the big institutions. Your little broker is not allowed to do what these big brokers can do, these big institutions. And in my opinion, they're going to keep you in these markets, and they're going to keep selling you short, naked short selling you. And it's just fraud all the way around.
I agree. It's animal behavior. We're coming up on the break. I'll let you get a final word in on the other side. But, yeah, I know we talked to William K. Black, interviewed him for Obama Deception and Follow the Republic. He talked about Bush calling off all the regulators. Apparently, Obama has gone even further. Stay tuned. More calls ahead, and we'll get into
We're on the march. The empire.